Hey guys, something that has received a lot of attention over the past couple of months is my Retro Viewer project. For those that aren't familiar, this is a project that is Python based that plays a collection of vintage commercials onto the user's CRT and or other display of choice. The user can create custom playlists for different seasons and holidays, and as of recently, they can now have movies or TV shows playing and have interrupted ad breaks to simulate broadcast TV from the decade of their own choosing. Before we get into the actual tutorial of the program, I think it's important to understand the origin of the project and where it's at currently, since it is a work in progress. So I had started this project a few years ago, back when I was working on setting up my arcade. I had wanted to have a bunch of different arcade and video game commercials from the 80s and 90s playing continuously on my TV to give my space more of a nostalgic feel, while also providing a form of curation for the games I have in my collection. Since starting this, there has been other projects from other people that have popped up over the past year or two, and I really appreciate what they've done, but it's not quite what I'm looking to do, and a lot of those projects are really technical and not easy for people with no experience with program languages to jump into. So as my own thoughts continued to grow on what I would want my program to be like, I expanded the idea of having it span multiple decades, going beyond just video games, and I wanted it to be something that was really user-friendly. I create short-form content, at one point posting at least one video per day, and when I needed something to talk about, I said, hey, here's this project I've been working on, and people really liked it, and they wanted to try it for themselves. While what is currently available isn't anywhere near the end goal, these are scripts that I have created for myself as proof of concepts that I've reworked so anyone can download and begin using them for themselves with minimal setup. Having input from users has been great and has led to adding additional features that I really didn't care about, the most popular one being the ability to play TV shows and have ad breaks. It just wasn't something that I really considered using for myself, but I have to say, it's been a lot of fun using it. The way I have my program set up, it will randomly play a TV show whenever I turn it on, so there's always a bit of excitement when you turn it on, seeing what's gonna play. So as I make changes to the scripts and work on some of the suggestions you guys make, everything has been made public so far, and not only that, but if the Python scripts and all that stuff is a little too technical for you right now, you can always download the content packs, which is filled with at this point, I think over 600 or so vintage commercials from the 70s up to the early 2000s. And I've tried to rework them so they're in the best format, the correct aspect ratio, and you could always have fun with that and just load it up into your player of choice or your own program and just use that. So with that being said, let's get into the program and let me show you guys a little bit of how it works. Alright guys, before you do anything, this program piggybacks off of VLC, so go to their website, I'll post a link below, download the appropriate version for you, and download Python as well. And then go download the link for the programs that I have. I'll include the links as well for the download. And once you have all that installed and my scripts downloaded, you should see a directory of folders like what's displayed here. So first you have a folder for media files. This is going to be where you put your TV and movie show clips that you want to have played in the program. Playlist is the collection of different commercial playlists that you create for yourself. So whether you have like a playlist strictly for 90s commercials or 80s commercials, all those playlists are text files, and those all reside in this playlist folder. Settings are individual settings for each different script. You can go in and amend these and make changes. We'll go into that in a little bit. The timestamps folder is the text files for all your media files that you put into the media files folder. So what this is, the program looks into this folder for the corresponding media file, and then it will pull ad breaks based on the timestamps within the file. We'll go into that a little bit more. And finally, video files are for all your commercials that you want to have played within the program. I have content packs, so you can download those and you'll be off to the races right away. But again, you can always add in your own content and different things. I know a lot of people are saying that they've been using it in their retail stores, which is super cool. I mean, you guys can put in your own commercials for your own stores or different things you want to highlight. That's really cool. So it's not just limited to the stuff that I create for it. You could always put in your own things. Now, there are a few packs you're going to need to install for Python. One of them being Mutagen, tkinter, and Python VLC. What you would do is open your command prompt. On Windows, do pi-m pip install mutagen, or it would be install tk or install Python VLC. Yeah, so the first thing let's look at is the media player. This is the script that will just play commercials only. It won't play any of your media files. This is the main script, the main thing that I wanted the program to really be about. So when you click on the media player, it will launch a player and just play the playlist of your commercial files. So here you can see the script booted. We have this Pac-Man commercial playing for 7-Up. With it, you can use the arrow keys to advance. So if you hit right, it'll go forward. If you hit left, it'll go back. Then other than that, you can turn on shuffle, which is turned on by S. And then when you advance, either manually or just let it play by itself, it will play in a completely random order. You can use the up and down arrow keys to toggle your different playlists. So if you have one playlist playing, perhaps your 80s playlist, you could switch to a 90s Halloween playlist or just a 90s Christmas playlist and different things like that based on the time of year and what you're feeling. So the big thing that people wanted to know is how does the meta editor work and how does it allow you to create playlists? Once you open it, you'll see a list of all these different files that are within the video files folder. You have the file name of the actual file, the title you want to assign to the file itself. Then you can create tags, whether it be, this is a Halloween themed commercial, so I'm going to put Halloween. This is a Christmas theme, we're going to put Christmas. This is a bumper, so I'm going to put bumpers. So there's all these different things you can add to start to categorize your video files. You can also add the year and genre. When you drop in a video file, all of these columns will generally be unknown. So you could double click and start entering your own info. Within the file name column, if you actually click on the file name, it's set up so that it will copy the file name and you can post it into the title if you wish to. I set it up to do this because I was trying to go through and, enter titles for over 600 and some commercials. And I was like, you know what? This would be a lot faster if I can just click on the file name and copy it into the title. Clicking on the column header for the title will organize things based on the alphabetical order. So if you click it once, it'll go from A to Z, depending on descending or ascending order. Double clicking into the filter tags column, you'll see this window open with all these different values you can check or uncheck depending on what playlist you're hoping to create. So if I wanted to see just Halloween stuff, I could click Halloween and then I'm only looking at Halloween type commercials. The same thing works for the year as well, where I can select, if I only want one specific decade, we'll say the 70s, I can select all the videos from the 70s, apply the filter, and then I'm only looking at commercials from the 70s. Could go further and apply another filter maybe. I only want Halloween videos from the 70s. So now I have a collection of Halloween videos displaying from the 70s. If I go to the export filter list on the bottom, I can create a playlist name and export it to the playlist folder. So now if I go within the playlist folder, I'll see a text file of my playlist that I just created. When the program has this 70s Halloween playlist selected, it will read the file names from the text file and play them accordingly. Then again, if you select genre, a window will open. You can select something like video games and have only video games showing in the meta editor. And then you can export the playlist for only video games if you so choose. Now, for the feature player, this is the big thing that everyone was looking forward to. If I boot this, we'll see right now it goes straight to a Static Shock episode. The way this works within that timestamp text file, it has all of the specific commercial breaks specified within there. So I believe once we get to the end of this little intro, it's going to go to an ad break. So we'll just wait and see, let this play out, and then we'll should go to the ad. Okay, the intro is ending, so now the ad break should get triggered, and yep, now it goes to a Toys R Us commercial. So the way I have mine set up, I have 5 commercial breaks play in between each ad break. This is adjustable. I'll show you guys how you can change that. If you click right on the arrow key, you can advance through the commercials and also advance through the different ad breaks. So if you go back to the media file that's playing, if you hit right, it will jump forward to the next spot in the ad break. Okay, so you say, hey, this is all great, but I want to personalize things and change some things in the settings. So what you would do is go into the settings folder, and we'll start with the feature player text file here. If you open that up, first line, you'll see ads played during break. I have mine set to 5. I think yours is probably that as well by default, but you could change this to 1, 2, 3, 10, any number that you want. That's going to be the set numbers of commercials that play between your ad breaks. Second line is for a playlist. You just type in the name of the playlist that you want played. For me, I have it set to 1990s Christmas. So whenever my feature player script plays, it's going to play only commercials from my 1990s Christmas playlist. Shuffle indicates the sequence that the commercials are played in. So if you want them to play in a completely random order during the ad break, you can put that to on. If you want them to play in a sequential order as how they are listed, you would just put no. And same thing with shuffle media. This will shuffle your media files. This is your TV shows and movies and whatever you put in it. I have mine set to on, so it's completely random, and I'm surprised every time. You could set this to no if you want to create or have things play in a set list. The now playing file, this is a collection of everything that you put into your video, or rather into your media files folder. To generate this list, if you go back to the main directory, there's read file name dash commercials and read file name dash media files. If you just open read file name media files, you might not even see it open. It will quickly scan through your media files and create a text file for all of the videos that you dump into the media files folder, and this creates that now playing text file that you're seeing in your settings. As of right now, things are only played, or the media files are only played based on this now playing list. I'm gonna start introducing sort of like a channel select. So you can have multiple playlists for the media files. So you can set it up for, Christmas specials, Halloween specials, just general everyday stuff. We're just not there yet. And finally, this last settings, this is for the media player script. I'm not really ready to go into all the different things that this offers. There's a feature I have that lets you start to indicate the time of day, and it will play specific playlists based on the time of day. So, like for myself, I had previously set up commercials that were more like breakfast oriented. So, like maybe you have cereal commercials like Fruity Pebbles or Eggos and Pop Tarts and things like that. And I have that play from a certain point in the day. It's constantly reading the time of day, and once it gets past a certain time that the user indicates, it'll switch to like a different playlist. And like I set mine up for like breakfast, lunch, dinner, evening, and so when like it'll start playing lunch commercials, and then later maybe at like 5 o'clock I'll start playing some dinner commercials, and then later in the evening, more things that you would see late at night, beer commercials, things like that. Right now, I don't think there's enough content in the program to really have this feature be well executed. So I'm not going to go into it, and I haven't set it up to be at a point where it's completely user friendly to go in and start setting that up. So I'm going to circle back and we'll tackle that at a later date. All right, guys, so let's quickly talk about these timestamps for the feature player. So if we go into the timestamps, like let's see this 101 Dalmatians. If we go to the media files folder, we'll see that this file name matches. Went into the wrong folder. Hold on. Of course, I had to go into the biggest folder. So if I go into the timestamps, we'll see that the media file name matches this text file identically. So in it, you have this first line start. Your second line is the time you want it to end. Your timestamps, and then all the timestamps listed below. So why did I put in the start? Well, if you go onto the archive.org and you start downloading digital VHS rips, you might not want the previews and stuff before it. They may be some like junk that someone put in at the start of the clip. You can just set the time where you want it to start. Perfect, right? Same thing goes for the end. Say there's some junk at the end you don't want. You want it to end at a certain point. You can specify that here. Timestamps. These are all the points that the ad break is going to play during the duration of your media file playing. So at 1 minute, if we go into, let me look at that file quick. So if we go to like the 1 minute mark, we're going to have a commercial ad break play here. So like wherever there's fades that are created for broadcast television, that's when I want the ad breaks to be triggered. Now, distributing these media files of movies and TV shows isn't something that I'm really too interested in doing. Definitely commercials, things like that. That's my passion. I love sharing them. All my packs are available. In the Discord, I've put up a few examples of these media files and the text files for you guys to download and start using. I know a lot of people have their own libraries already filled with content. So, if you're dumping that stuff into this, you have to set up your own timestamps. Now, I have gone through and started making a few programs to try to create these timestamps for you. So in this audio detection program, if we open it up quick, what did I dump to my desktop? Yeah, Beavis and Butthead. So you can go through, select the MP4 file that you're trying to create timestamps for, hit analyze, and then it's going to go through and look through the audio within your video file and look for all the points where it goes below a certain threshold. The idea is that wherever the volume dips down, you'll have, typically you'll have it where it's fading to black. So then using the audio analyzer, we can find wherever these fade points were, set up within the program itself. And by program, I mean, the TV show. So this is going to run for a little bit, depending on your computer specs and the actual file size. This thing could rip really fast, or it could take a little bit to run. So we'll just let this run and we'll come back once it's ready. Okay, so it's done running. We have a few timestamps here to check. This preview button will let you view the timestamps and give you it like 2.5 seconds before it actually goes to the break. So right off the bat, 3 minutes is a good mark for us to work with. We can check that. Whatever you check will be exported to that text file. So what do we think? It probably won't be... They probably wouldn't have another ad break 3 minutes later. If we look at 9... No. 7? No. The thing with Beavis and Butthead, there's a lot of, quiet parts. So, depending on, the show or file you use, there could be more or less text files created. Let's try 13 minutes. That sounds right. Okay, perfect. So 13 works well. What do we got at 18 minutes? No, 19. Oh, that kind of works. Yeah, so let's set one for 19 minutes. What's 25 minutes? Oh, 25 works too. Cool. So I'm just gonna select those. Let's export that. Then we open it up. We have all of these timestamps created for us, and we could just do start 00 and whatever the end time is, and timestamps. Again, this takes a little bit of work. I know it's not something that is real easy to do, but I'm working on trying to build and develop this program. So as the program develops, hopefully there'll be faster implementations put into place, so we can make this as easy of an experience for you guys as possible. So guys, that's where we're at with this project. In the future, everything will be done by a GUI. You won't have to be going into text files and changing anything. That stuff is all in the works and will hopefully be available sooner than later. I just really need to live with this thing a little bit, see how it works, see how you guys like it and what changes need to be made, what I should be focusing on. And hopefully we'll be able to make a pretty cool program with your input, with my own personal taste, and yeah, it should be pretty fun. In the future, once we have the program filled with commercials. The idea is that people will be able to create their own commercial playlists and share the text files for those playlists, and other users can download them, and maybe this person created this really rad Halloween playlist, and it's just like the perfect level of detail. Maybe a Thanksgiving playlist or something like that. There's all these little ideas that I have for it, and it all circles back to it being a community. I know we have over 100 Discord members already right now, which is awesome, and there's already some really cool things that you guys are doing with it that are way better than what I'm doing. There's that SQL program. I saw this one guy who did something similar with using a remote to change his playlist for his own program that he made. So there's really cool things being talked about and shared, and things people are taking from what I did and just doing it so much better. So if nothing else, maybe this will be a starting point for you guys. You can take it, do your own thing. It's just something fun for me. Not an incredible priority for me at this point right now. I'm pretty overwhelmed with work in my own professional life. So this is something that I visit when I have the time. But I'm glad to see the point that it's come to so far, to see all the people that have been using it and hearing about their experiences with it. And I'm happy that it could be something that I share with you guys. So that's all I got. Hopefully it wasn't too confusing and convoluted, and you're not leaving with more questions than you have answers. Yeah, join the Discord. Well, I'll get you sorted out. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.